tie at the top.
Boo.
Patrick and Cynthia both wearing the crown this week. And I don't know about you, Greg, but I am right where I want to be, if I'm being honest. 4 games back, plenty of time left.
Okay, I like that attitude. We're right there, but I've just been picking up kind of a superior attitude out of these two. Like, ooh, we're the smart.
Like better than thou.
First I'm a bully, now I'm superior, so instead of making me superior
Today on
bully.
Game Debut, Greg make things up.
Okay, let's get right into it. Cowboys, Vikings, Minnesota, that same Minnesota team that knocked off the Bills last week. Home underdogs. Cynthia, what are you taking in this one?
Well, this game is an interesting one because I actually think that the Cowboys come back and win this. I think this is a really interesting matchup. I will say 25-24 is a very close score, so I don't think it's a really lopsided victory because I was a little confused about what I saw from the defensive front from the Cowboys. Now, this is a team that was known for just bringing the heat. Micah Parsons coming from everywhere. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. There's all of this pressure. And then last week against the Green Bay Packers, they're like, you know what, Aaron Rodgers, we're just going to, leave you be. We're going to let you pass deep. We're going to let all of these – we're just –
a lot of man-to-man coverage.
But just not – I'm just talking about the front more specifically because I'm curious if they start bringing it back this time. I think that it doesn't happen twice.
Patrick.
Well, I'm kind of with Greg, and I want to talk about this man coverage because so many times when you talk about man coverage, the question is, well, was the wide receiver just getting beat, or was the quarterback just making a great throw? I think it was a lot of Aaron Rodgers just making good throws. He was throwing with an exceedingly high efficiency. And on passes of 10 or more air yards this season, Kirk Cousins has 5 touchdowns, but he also has 7 picks. He gets a lot of grief, but I'm just going to need to see it from Captain Kirk. Justin Jefferson going nuclear just can't happen every week. Dallas is going to get some pressure this time, Cynthia. And they win it by a field goal, 23-21.
So Kirk Cousins wearing the chains doesn't do it for you?
No.
Doesn't do it for you?
The chains are back on the field, not being moved enough.
Oh, I see.
Like, you and the national media just don't trust Kid Cousins and
Just
Kirk
all
Cousins.
over him.
And neither do I. I'm part of it. I'm taking the Cowboys to
We're in the
win.
microphone
yelling.
on the national show
I
right
know
now.
it. I'm taking the Cowboys, too. I don't trust the Vikings. Vikings, it's been a fun run, but the Cowboys are more talented.
What is going on?
Sorry,
It's been a fun run.
Wow. I just think
Buried
it'll
him.
even out. 24-20. It's my favorite score possible. And Justin Jefferson gets all the love. He should. He was taken 5 picks behind a man named CeeDee Lamb.
Ooh.
And I think CeeDee Lamb is really starting to pick it up. I know fantasy owners, it's like they wanted like a little more out of CeeDee Lamb, but in real life, I love his development. He is so strong. He makes catches in traffic and defenders just bounce off of him. He can make plays after the catch, and you've seen his production tick up since Dak Prescott returned. Dak's been a little up and down, but I think this is a matchup against Minnesota where he knows where the open receivers are going to be, and I think they end up winning this game 24-20. These teams shouldn't be that far away in the standings, right? They're so close. They should even out.
You know, if you've watched this show before, you know that I like to take some chances sometimes. I like to pick the underdogs, and most of the time it doesn't work out. I'm not very good at it. I think we've got a stat to show you somewhere. I'm not good, okay? Just so you know, the Lonetta picks 4 and 7. That changes today. I cannot believe that I am the only one picking the Vikings. That Justin Jefferson catch, it was the catch that was heard around the world. And I know because I was on the other side of the world and there were people screaming in the streets about it. Vikings, 30-24. They take care of the Cowboys. Lunetta on this one, guys? What's going on? Okay.
Had to give it to you.
All right, I got to call something out. I got to do it.
Oh.
The Jets are 6-3. They've had some impressive wins. Patrick isn't here for any of it. 9 times he's had a chance to pick the Jets. 9 times he's had them losing.
He really does hate your team, Jets fan.
Patrick, what? This is so disrespectful.
Gangrene coming after you.
I'm going to give you a chance to make this right.
Yeah.
Okay? They're in New England, 3.5-point underdogs. Oh, how fun it would be to pick the Jets.
And I do need to confess, I am sorry. I am so sorry to the Jets fans. You don't deserve me to pick against your team every single week. You're going to get it again this week. I am taking
Are
the New
you
England
serious?
Patriots. Zach Wilson had those 3 picks the last time out. They couldn't get a lot going on offense. There was a touchdown late to Tyler Conklin that made the score look a lot better than it did. It came with less than 2 minutes to go. It's 13 points per game. That's what New England is giving up since week 5. They sneakily become one of the better defenses in the entire league in the past few weeks. And how much James Robinson, how much Michael Carter can the Jets use to contend with this New England defense on the road? I've got New England 20-18.
I think a new day is arriving in this rivalry.
There we
It's been a long time since the Jets have won. I'm a Patriots fan, but I look at these two teams. I think the Jets are better. I'm taking the Jets to win this game,
Love this.
19
Whoa.
to 16. I'm just in a weird place right now with Mac Jones. I mean, the one spot that the Patriots should be better is quarterback, and they're not over the last 3 weeks, really this whole season. Mac Jones has looked lost, and the offensive line isn't playing well either. And I look at this Jets team, and I think they're just a better team. They're better up front. The Patriots have benched their first-round pick, Cole Strange, in back-to-back weeks. They benched their right tackle, but now have to play him again, Isaiah Wynn, because of injury. And Mac Jones just seems like he misses Josh McDaniels, and Josh McDaniels is somewhere in Las Vegas missing Mac Jones, and he's confused. He's not letting go of the ball. He's taking sacks. He's throwing it deep when he's better just getting the ball out of his hands short. Like, none of it makes sense. I don't think this Patriots team is a good offensive team.
Wow, coming from Greg Rosenthal. That
I
is
know, I
saying
feel-
a lot.
I'm
Are
a
you
little.
taking the Jets?
I'm shocked.
I'm taking the Patriots. And
Oh.
I'm taking them
Okay.
But
23.
your beautiful green outfit.
I do
You
love
led
my
us
green outfit. And I'm
astray.
going to say something very nice about the gangrene team. Why? Because their defense, that pressure is exceptional. They have the 7th highest pressure rate, 30.8%. And they're doing it with 4 or fewer pass rushers, so they don't even need to bring the blitz.
Okay,
They
so that
blitz
sounds
the
good for the Jets. Like, they'd win.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what the problem is?
Okay.
They're missing some pieces. There's no Sheldon Rankins in this matchup, which will be harder to run against. And I really think that the harder to stop the run against. And I really think the opportunity for the run is what makes the difference in this one. And if I have to weigh who's got the better chance to run the ball, unfortunately, it's the Patriots for being on the same side of you. But I'm picking your team, so
Okay,
very
I'll be
conflicted
happy either
here.
way.
You'll be happy either way. I'm going with you, Greg. I'm going with the Jets. I feel
Woo!
like this horror movie for the Jets has got to end eventually. When they played them earlier in the season, they were coming off of 4 wins straight. They had just defeated the Packers. Sauce was wearing the cheese hat. We were all going into that game being like, the Jets have got this. But no, Bill Belichick had them again. I feel like this is Halloween. Okay, the Jets are Jamie Lee Curtis and Bill Belichick is Michael Myers. You can't keep on making sequels of the same movie where the same guy wins. It gets boring. We got to mix it up, Jamie Lee.
I mean, if they keep, like,
you got to slay the dragon.
writing that check, you can keep coming back.
No, light the
They're still
house on
paying
fire.
Belichick.
Take care of Michael Myers. Woo! Time for the Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes-Benz. All right, Cynthia, the Chargers nearly had them on Thursday night, but they are without basically anyone that Justin Herbert would like to throw it to. So who do you like on Sunday?
Well, I like the Chiefs to win this one, and I think pretty big. I have 31-23 in this matchup. I want to talk about Patrick Mahomes for a second. I feel like we haven't been talking about his MVP odds enough.
Ooh.
This guy has so many ways that he's leading the league, and not the least of which is, like, if you look to see, and you can look up regular stats, but I like non-regular stats, to be honest with you. So if you're looking at things like the opportunity to throw on the run, the opportunity outside the pocket, when things break down, when guys are covered, when guys are not covered, it's kind of all Patrick Mahomes. We talked a lot about Josh Allen at the beginning of the season. Patrick Mahomes, I think he'll be your MVP. It's halfway through the season.
I
That's my
love-
recasting thing. That's what I would go. Patrick Mahomes, MVP. Prove me wrong.
I think you're right, because I had it on NFL.com before the season started.
There you
and I
go.
think your scores.
Ooh, taking Patrick Mahomes to win MVP. What a take.
Hey, whatever. Take him every year. He's like Michael Jordan. I have them winning this game too, 30-22, almost the same score, the same margin as Cynthia. One of the reasons I like the Chiefs is Kadarius Toney. They will be without Juju Smith-Schuster in this game. They're without Mecole Hardman. Doesn't matter. Kadarius Toney can do a lot of what both of those guys could do. Let's go back to last year, because that's when Kadarius Toney, to me, showed that he's special. I know he had a couple plays with the Chiefs a week ago, but his movement skills and his ability to win on the outside against even guys like Trayvon Diggs and other quality cornerbacks that they had in Dallas last year, you just don't see guys his size make people miss like that. It's going to take a little time, but if you can win on the outside like this, and you can win in the slot and win the way Mecole Hardman works in terms of trick plays, like, you can keep winning. This is usually a great game, Chargers-Chiefs, but the Chiefs just have more on both sides.
Oomph.
More oomph,
Yeah.
more explosiveness, because I love Kadarius Toney. And you mentioned his size. People people kind of sleep. Maybe it's the jersey number that Kadarius Toney is north of 200 pounds and north of 6 feet tall. But I want to talk about some other big wide receivers, like the ones that were at practice this week, including a guy who we literally call Big Mike back at practice. Don't know if he's going to play. Also, Keenan Allen at practice this week. Don't know if they're going to play.
Good signs.
But it means something. It means something that these guys are practicing because Justin Herbert has been throwing the ball to a historical level. He's on pace to have the 3rd most attempts per game in the history of the National Football League. And these guys, they mean something. And
Big drop off. Right.
What do you mean?
It's significant. He's throwing to undrafted players to a tune that nobody has since Aaron Rodgers has over the past 15 years.
That's pretty cool.
I think 28-24 Chiefs win, but they cover. The Chargers cover. They get some points, and it's a solid.
Fun fact: Mike Williams' middle name is just the letter K. Michael K. Williams was a big mystery during training camp. They're like, "Tell us what your middle name is," and it's just K. So you learned something on this show. Look at that. I'm going Chiefs by a lot as well. I think I got a 10-point win, 30-20. I just feel like the Chiefs are a more trustworthy team. Every single time that Mahomes has faced off against Justin Herbert, I believe they've played each other 4 times now. Mahomes has won 3 out of those 4 times. This is going to be the 5th time that they play. You know who I anticipate having a pretty big game? I don't know if you guys remember this happening back in week 2. A little bit of a Travis Kelce. Trust me, he dreams about this moment every single night. I know he was probably hurting after that. He is going after the Chargers. Big night from him. Okay, we're going to stick in the AFC West, but before we get there, Greg, we're all here because we love you, okay?
Yeah.
This is a safe space, and we need to talk.
What?
I like the Raiders. It's been the defense for the Saints. Now they're one of the worst defenses in the league. They give up big plays.
The Saints get a shutout. Raiders had 183 total yards.
I trust the Raiders more because I trust their offense more, especially against this Jacksonville defense.
And the Raiders are going to lose here in Jacksonville.
Greg, how confident are you in Indianapolis?
Not that confident. I know the Colts are a mess, so they do have the Raiders winning.
The Colts hold. And the Raiders have lost their 3rd in a row and go to 2-7.
Oh. Greg, I'm going to be honest. It has been hard to watch these last 3 weeks. Okay, I'm talking about both the Raiders and you taking the cheese every single week. Enough is enough. The Broncos are favored by 2.5 at home. I'm gonna give you the same chance I gave Patrick. You look down that barrel.
Was this like an intervention?
And you tell us what team you are taking.
Okay, you know who needs the intervention? It's our producer, who's a Raiders fan. It is like self-flagellating there, putting them in the B block. Give me a break. I'm not giving up on the Raiders. I'm sticking with them this week. Woo! I mean, they're playing the Broncos. They're playing the Broncos, and you know who's at quarterback for the Broncos? Russell Wilson. So don't think of this as a pick for the Raiders as much as it's a pick against Russell Wilson and the Broncos. I don't know what's happening. You just throw the ball. Just throw it. I mean, he doesn't know the guys maybe that well who he's throwing to. Jalen Virgil, Kendall Hinton. Everyone's hurt up front for Russell Wilson. The Raiders aren't this bad, right? Like the model has all these analytics. They've got to be the most
shocking.
They don't have the profile of a 2-win team. Aren't they gonna win one of these weeks?
Come on.
Yeah.
I think they'll win one of these weeks, but the model doesn't favor them
Not
in
this
week. No. It's 23-21 is what the model comes up with now. But I did want to say something nice about the Raiders because I didn't actually think you were going to pick them. I thought you would not pick them. So I want to talk about Josh Jacobs.
Set me up with all that nonsense.
I want to talk about Josh Jacobs in this matchup. Last week we saw the Broncos be really, really stingy against Derrick Henry. But I think they won't commit all of those resources to the run game this time. I think that they'll have to account for Devontae Adams in this one, which means it is a good fantasy week for Josh Jacobs, just not for the team. And I think Russell Wilson, facing this secondary, this is going to be an opportunity for him to kind of, maybe he'll show us about the let's ride. Maybe the let's ride will work this time.
He played pretty well against the Broncos.
Ride,
the
instead
Raiders
of just talking about it.
He did. He had his best game of the 2022 season, and that's why I'm taking the Denver Broncos. I agree with Cynthia. Sorry, Greg. Sorry to the Raiders. This is one of those force versus object games, except the force is very resistible and the object is very movable. But this was a Raiders defense that allowed Matt Ryan at 37 years old to have the longest run of his career. He outran his age. This was a 30. Look at Matt Ryan cut back inside.
I think he looks spry.
Matt Ryan is trying to score a touchdown here. There's no way I am taking the team that allowed this to happen. Harris Campbell also had a touchdown where he bounced off of 2 guys. Denver's bad right now, but the Raiders are worse. I've got the Broncos.
You know, guys, I just heard the most beautiful, inspirational quote this week, and it was from Nathaniel Hackett, and he said, "Somebody's got to win this game. Somebody's got to do it." How could you not get behind that? It's gosh, it really just moved me to tears. Speaking of tears, Derek Carr was very upset.
Much more inspirational.
No. That is not really the quarterback that I want to get behind. That's like, I'm going to go beat Russell Wilson. He is clearly in his feelings. This whole team is. They are a mess. They are not what we expected them to be this season. I am staying away. Make it adjust, Greg. I'm going Broncos 20-17. All right, it is time for quick picks. Great stuff from Hard Knocks this week. Cole McCoy was slinging it against the Rams. Cardinals have the 49ers in Mexico City. Greg, who gets the win on Monday night?
I am taking the 49ers. I love this 49ers team because they have so many options on offense, especially the Yak Bros. You know, Deebo Samuel was quiet last week, so they're going to feed him the ball this week.
Who calls them the Yak Bros?
I call them the Yak Bros. They call themselves the Yak Bros.
Is this the first instance of Yak Bros?
Did I Yak Bros? I feel like Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel have been Yak Bros for a long time. And look, Christian McCaffrey's getting in the mix, George Kittle. And guess who gives up more yards after the catch than any defense in the entire NFL? Cynthia. This is a Cynthia type of stuff.
I'm guessing it's the Cardinals.
It's the Cardinals.
The 49ers are so fun right now. I can't wait to watch this game. Okay, Greg, you are you're a great dad, and you went with the Rams last week for the kids. Unfortunately, this is a show where we keep track of picking games correctly. You are picking against them this week, though. Patrick, what about you?
Somebody needs to step in for Greg's family, so
yes,
I'm going
please.
to do that.
Somebody needs to.
I care about it.
Strayvon.
And I will take this all alone. Give me the Strayvon because it is. I had to look this up to triple check to make sure. The past 2 weeks, the Saints have given up 405 rushing yards on the ground. In 2 weeks, I know that the offensive situation is bad in Los Angeles. I know that they're going to be on the road. But after the Pete Warner injury, after some of the losses this season, we talk about vibes being bad all the time. The vibes are down horrendous in New Orleans.
Down atrocious.
And I get a chance to maybe pick up a Strayvon here. Give it to me. Give me the Rams.
Ooh, love it. All right, the Saints are only 2. What was that?
It's a very mean dog.
It was the guttural bark from
Was that my chihuahua? All right, the Saints are only 2 games back in the NFC South, a game behind the Falcons, who need to do what nobody has been able to do lately, stop Justin Fields.
Goff looks, throws end zone, wide open, caught, touchdown, Detroit Lions.
Field.
Wide open, Kokomet, there he goes, touchdown. Goff hung right in that pocket, waiting for it to open up. There he goes, Justin, green grass in front of him, leaving Lions in his wake, end zone, touchdown. Can't say enough about Goff right now, who's standing tall as he started to feel a little bit of pressure. Fields, big trouble, brought down, no, he steps the tackle left, did he get in? He does, he powers in.
He's a maniac. Unfortunately for Fields, the defense is, terrible, which you know happens when you trade 2 of your best players on that side of the ball. They are 3-point underdogs in Atlanta. Greg, who do you like in this one?
I like the Bears to pull off the upset. I think these teams are mirror images. Their defenses are both really struggling. They both have running quarterbacks that set up the passing game, but only one of the quarterbacks actually can make plays with his arm, and that's Justin Fields. You know what I loved last week is that he kept his eyes downfield on a couple of the scrambles where he approached the line of scrimmage, the defenders move up, and he ends up making a great pass downfield. Mariota, on the other hand, never improvises and makes plays with his arms. It's either in structure or a great running play or nothing happens. So I think the Bears have more options. I think they're both bad defenses, really high-scoring game, but I like the Bears just by a little.
Ooh.
I'm with you. I have the Bears as well in this matchup. by 1 point as well, 24-23. So not quite as high scoring because I think there'd be a lot of running, which then limits how many scores are happening, how many possessions happen. But I want to talk about Cole Kmet. He was obviously potentially injured, but he's going to play. All signs point to that. And I want to talk about the opportunity for him. Look at how much space he has in this highlight. You know why? Because Chase Claypool is stealing away coverages, which leaves Kmet open, which is a really nice addition to this team because now Justin Fields, who we've seen with the design runs, now he's got a very sure-handed pass catcher. So those two things together, along with the space that's being created from Claypool, like very nice opportunity against a team that is down a lot of corners.
From Claypool to Clay Bond.
There it is.
That's some hosting right there. That's some hosting right there.
Oh, she's good. There's no
Thank
competing
God
with
she's
that.
not in Germany.
I just have to look it back because we talked about the run games. I'm just running away from that because I can't really compete with Rachel in that capacity. But this Bears team is playing a Falcons team that has had 5 games at home. In every single one of those games, they have ran for over 150 yards. And Rachel talked about the trades of 2 of their best defensive players. The season-long stats include those guys still being on the team. The rush defense is actually worse since then. So I'm taking the Falcons at home, a Younghoe Koo bounce-back field goal to win it at the end. Give me the Birds.
Ooh, okay, well, make it another stray bond. Woof, woof. God, I'm not going. That dog has
Ankle bite.
rabies.
Take him out on every once in a while.
I have a bigger win for the Bears. You know, Justin Fields. I'm not into posting the like cringy quotes on Instagram, but I have to read you this. He quoted Spider-Man. The one thing they love more than a hero is to see him fail. I'm not into that, but it kind of tells me that he might ball out. And when you're putting up 325 rushing yards in the last 2 games, which is the most in a 2-game span by a quarterback in the Super Bowl era, you post whatever Spider-Man quote that you want, okay? Let's do the math on Justin Fields, Cynthia. He rushed for at least 100 yards and a touchdown the last 2 weeks. Like I said, he's been balling out. Can he make it 3 straight against the Falcons?
It's not that I don't think he can. I don't think that they're going to ask him to. I only have 44 rushing yards forecast for him. Why? Because when I look to see the opportunity, don't get him hurt. Keep him upright. Don't let him have free pressure in his face. We saw the Lions. That's what happened there. Don't let that happen. Let's let someone else run the ball as well. So I only have 44. However, a rushing touchdown has a better likelihood of happening than 100 rush yards if you were to weigh the 2 things against each other.
Larry, I just looked at the standings, and the Giants have the 3rd best record in the NFC. They are hosting the Lions on Sunday. Greg, do the Giants win their 4th straight home game?
I say no. I say the Lions get the upset, 21-17. Let's roar. Let's go. 21-17. You know, we talk rivalries on this show.
I don't want to actually roar, but I'm tempted.
So, you know, you look at great players when they first meet in the NFL, and this will be the first meeting of Saquon Barkley and Malcolm Rodriguez. That's right, Rodrigo from Hard Knocks. The rookie linebacker's playing great lately. This Detroit Lions defense playing with a little more energy. I know the numbers aren't great, but they're getting closer to average. And you know all you have to be against this Giants offense, which doesn't have any passing attack right now, is average. I like what they've done. I think they've come back in the last couple of games, weird games where you wouldn't have thought that they would win. Right, Cynthia?
They've
You're a
been
Lions
in
fan.
every single game.
Right, and now I think the tide is turning. It's
Come
coming.
on.
Let's go.
Believe in miracles.
I
Christmas
believe in-
is around the corner.
Oh, now you make me feel bad because I'm picking the Giants 26-21
Come on.
because I like being right. And I will believe in miracles at 10:01 as soon as the game starts.
That's the
it's still
same
them.
speech you gave to me last week, and you know what happened?
And it worked. And I win either way here. But I do want to talk about Saquon Barkley against this defense, and kind of for the exact opposite reason. Yes, Malcolm Rodriguez has been great, but talk about Saquon Barkley's ability to earn yards after contact. This O-line has been giving him just enough push to be able to get to a full head of steam before somebody makes contact with him, which is a really, really hard thing to stop. His center of gravity, his ability, those quadzilla legs that you see, that's how he's earning, making people miss. Like, Saquon Barkley's having an MVP caliber season. I think that continues. Big, huge, monstrous time against the Lions at home. It's going to be a total show for the Giants fans at MetLife.
Ooh.
I love the idea of Saquon pushing to the edge, but then Daniel Jones pulls the ball back and uses his running ability to finally
on,
crest
what are we
400
doing
yards
here?
on the ground. we all know Saquon is in contention with King Henry for leading the league in rushing, but the second leading rusher on the New York Football Giants is the man you're seeing. Look at him move. Look at
Get it, Dookie.
I don't see any Rodrigo in any of these highlights.
Yeah,
He hasn't gone up against him yet.
Hey, check it out on Monday. You'll see Rodrigo chasing Danny Dimes into the end zone just like that. I've got the Giants winning this one, 26-18. I think it's my biggest margin of the week.
Wow.
I'm not believing.
Guys, I still think I have Hard Knocks brain when it comes to the Lions. Every single week, the Lions play a game, and I'm on them every single time. And I don't even care if I lose these games because, like I said, they are literally in the fight most of the time. Basically all of the time, basically sometimes mostly. I'm going Lions 24-21. If they win this game, this is actually crazy. It would be the third game that they won in a row, which they have not done since 2017.
And you know who picked them in the last 2 weeks? Rachel Bennett. No, I gave up.
Oh, okay. Go Lions, go. Okay, it's time for over-under. Since the Lions are on the road, that frees up the Browns and Bills to come to town. Weather has moved the game to Ford Field. I have got the Bills winning 24-17. Over-under is at 49.5, so that means I am going under. I feel like there's some weird things happening with Josh Allen. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I love the over in this game.
Oh.
By a lot. Outdoors, I like the over. Indoors, I like it by even more. I think the Browns' offense is underrated. And the Bills, it's not like they struggled to move the ball last week. He has a couple turnovers, but he's still playing well enough.
I think he just got bid up too high. I think, the Browns, they run the ball a lot. Again, that limits the number of possessions. And I think that the Bills will run the ball more often, too, to keep pressure off Josh Allen and the ability to turn the ball over, minimize that, more running the ball. So it's an under, but I just think it's because it got bid up too high after moving indoors.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Greg, I agree that the Browns' offense is underrated, but when they have success, they do it running the ball. And that's going to juice the clock up, and we're just going to get the under.
Is there something to be said for a certain someone returning in a couple of weeks and maybe Jacoby's last chance to really ball out here?
Jacoby Brissett hasn't been the problem. I think he
it's
played
not
well.
Jacoby.
I even think he played well
I'm
last
just saying
week
he
when they lost.
could show up and show out.
The farewell, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Bills
He's
are
only got a couple more
a number of
opportunities.
defenders. He might actually have time. I think he could run on them.
Oh, okay. All right, we've got Panthers-Ravens. Over-under is at 41.5. I like lots of points for the Ravens, and that's basically it. I've got it 30-17. That's 47. That is the over, baby. Greg, what do you like?
I am going under, and yeah, it's because of the Panthers here. I've seen the Ravens kind of talk up Baker Mayfield, all these great AFC North battles that we had. This is not that Baker Mayfield. It's not the same offense. I think he's going to struggle at quarterback.
I think this one's an over for me. I think that when I look at this matchup, I would think Lamar Jackson's going to be like, hey, we've all been talking about those other MVPs. I'm Lamar Jackson. Can you see me throw? And Mark Andrews is back. So come on. That's going to be helpful.
To ball out.
And I agree with that, Cynthia, but the problem is you would need the Panthers to score a little bit to get to the number.
I don't know if you even do.
No.
I think the Ravens could do it all.
Ravens all
Unless
the way,
the Ravens
baby.
do it by themselves, which might happen, but Baker, no. No, not doing it.
Join us Sunday morning, bright and early. For now, it is time for quick picks. All right, Cynthia, Bengals, Steelers. The Steelers shocked everyone when they got after Joe Burrow in week 1. It is time for the rematch, baby. Who do you like in round 2?
Lots of missing pieces on this Bengals defense, but I think the Bengals pull it off in this time. They 24-21. DJ Reader is back. That is a nice opportunity to stop the run. DJ Reader, one of the best run stoppers in the entire NFL. He's been gone for I don't know how many weeks, at least 4 because he was on IR. He will be back. A lot of other pieces on this defense, like the secondary, is quite banged up. So I'm glad he's back because that will change things and force less, favorable passing situations.
We've done this show a long time, and I've noticed Cynthia likes a good run stuffer, like a good 320-pound nose tackle.
I spent my entire master's thesis writing about 300-pound men. So, that's...
Sorry, I would love to read that.
It sounds thrilling.
Yeah, you've got a
I'll
big
forward
win
you a
here.
copy.
27-17, winning by 10 points.
Yeah, I think they needed 5 turnovers just to stay in that game. It still went to overtime, and then you look at Kenny Pickett. I just haven't seen the maturation. It happens with rookie quarterbacks, but yeah, he just hasn't been great.
Patrick, 24-20.
Yeah, it's honestly the Steelers defense. They get TJ Watt back. I think that changes things a little bit, but not enough for me to pick the
All right, I'm going to stick with you. Tough one for the Eagles last week. Do they put an end to the Jeff Saturday feel-good story in Indy?
I don't know that the story ever ends.
It doesn't
I think the story is just going to
good?
continue
What?
forever. But it will be a bounce-back game simply because everything that went wrong can't possibly go that wrong again, including an injury to Dallas Goedert, which hurts this team and their opportunity. But Devontae Smith played well. He played very well until he was trying to throw a lateral to win the game, and it ended up being recovered for a touchdown. But a solid Smitty game. I think we have another one. And they shore up the interior with some veterans. Cynthia, kind of questioning how much Ndamukong Suh can really do.
He's only been there for like 3 days.
Yeah.
True.
And that's why I think Jonathan Taylor has an okay game. They get 22 points, but it's not 26.
All right. Of course, we all know the Eagles lost their first game to the Commanders of all teams. Sorry, Commanders. Let's give them a little credit, though. They forced turnovers, held the Eagles' run game in check, and got a roughing the passer call near the end of the game that wasn't at all controversial. And everyone totally agreed with it.
Definitely.
I like working at the NFL.
Greggy, the Commanders are 3-point favorites. They've won 4 of their last 5. Will they get above 500 against the Texans?
I think they will, but I'm taking the coward's way out, and I'm just giving them a 2-point win. So I'm trying to thread the smallest of needles when it's supposed to be a 3-point game. 22-20. I just want to give Curtis Samuel some love. Very similar in the way that they use him to Deebo Samuel in San Francisco. He actually has more receiving yards and rushing yards than Deebo Samuel this year. Almost identical, but very similar receptions. And I think Scott Turner, maybe it's hard for them to know what the play call is going to be because they get confused sometimes, but when it works, it's pretty. The Washington Commanders are actually a fun offense to watch at times because of guys like Curtis Samuel. Dynamic player.
Well, I'm not threading anything. I have 23-18 Commanders, a convincing victory in this one, 23-19, excuse me. When I'm looking at this matchup, I know the run game is good because the Texans' run defense is not so good, but I want to talk about Terry McLaurin. I think this is a great game for him. Obviously, missing pieces in the secondary. I don't believe Derek Stingley will be playing. That means Scary Terry with Taylor Heineke. Connect for a touchdown. He's one of my favorite receivers in the entire league. I think he's super underrated. I will talk about Terry McLaurin every day. One of the most precise route runners in our entire league. Love Terry McLaurin. Love end zone for him this week.
It is quantifiable. Terry McLaurin is quarterback proof. I love Terry, but the number I want to talk about is 22-6. 22-6 is the Texans' last 3 opponents' records. They've been losing to very, very good teams. And Taylor Heineke.
Wow.
Are you picking? Who are you picking?
Yeah, give it to me. Give me the Houston Texans. I want it. I want the Houston Texans in this game.
way.
I'm taking them
Patrick got bold this week.
20-18.
I like it.
And I know that since Terry McLaurin,
Yep,
Taylor Heineke, who should get a lot of credit to Terry McLaurin for some of those YOLO balls, since he's become the starting quarterback, they have protected the ball better. What my pick presupposes is, what if they didn't? What if they go to Houston and Taylor Heineke continues to turn the ball over like he does on some of these plays where it's overthrows? Sometimes it's just like, hey, well, whatever, I'm just going to yuck it down there and see what happens. Maybe the referee will run into somebody. This is it. This is when it happens. Complete vibe pick.
Guys, I got it. The stray bonds are just piling up.
My
Out
word.
of control. I'm going Commanders 17-10. 3 stray bonds. Absolutely wild. I love this from Heineke this week. He said, we can't take this team lightly, okay? Obviously, we had a huge game against a divisional opponent. Undefeated, by the way. Big win. Wink, wink. But the worst thing that we can do is go and lay an egg on Sunday. So, again, we're just going to try and keep the ball rolling. Keep working hard.
I feel like that's what someone says.
They're not leaning back.
I feel like that's what someone says right before they lay an egg. Patrick, you kind of
Perhaps.
convinced me.
Yeah, like, why do you
I
need
like
to
it.
remind us
Are you
that you're
flipping
going
it?
to try extra hard?
No, I'm not going to change. No more changing.
Yeah, come on me. Get the
No,
Texans.
Flip
we're
it.
talking.
Flip.
boo.
Be fun.
Somebody's
Flip
got to
it. Be
win.
fun.
Somebody's got to win.